Happy Tuesday.
You know what? Usually I would just let that slide. I'm gonna disagree. This is not a happy Tuesday. This is a very upsetting Tuesday because if anybody is watching this, then you'll realize this looks weird. Why does it look weird? It looks weird because we're on Zoom right now because Riverside was dumb and would not help us out and kept dropping. And so I'm on my phone and Deb's on her phone, and now we're on Zoom. So here we are.
And we only have like 20 minutes left.
I know we started this thing at, you know, what
Record.
was it, 4 o'clock, a little after four. And we said,
Mhm.
hey, we have to end this thing around five. I have some stuff to do. You have some stuff to do. And it's like, perfect. We'll keep it around five, which gave us a nice, 55-minute chunk. Now we're down to, like you said, 20 minutes, which
Yeah,
if anybody's listened to this podcast for any period of time, 20 minutes, even
that's
when one of us does a solo episode by ourselves, 20 minutes is not very long. So yeah, shout out to you, Riverside. I've told people good things about you, but things are about to change. I'm gonna start bashing you. And yeah, if your customer support is listening to this, you'll be getting a call from me again. Which guess what? I don't enjoy talking to you guys either. You're very nice, but now we have to figure out what's going on. So this is silly.
here we are.
I saw the straw come up in the screen, and I thought it was your finger. I thought you were flipping. I thought you were flipping off Riverside.
It looked like my finger.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. All right. So, and if any of you guys get motion sickness, don't listen or watch. You can listen, don't watch this episode because we thought, you know what, let's just have some fun with it in this sucky situation, and let's just do it off of our phones. So, and we're not using any kind of tripod or anything. We're just holding our phones, like if Deb and I were FaceTiming each other as buddies, which we all know is not true because Deb calls me a co-friend, not a friend. Deb never calls me a friend, which is hurtful, but I've gotten used to it.
Not to your face, but it's okay.
Oh, I'm not even sure you call me a friend to other people.
I
It's
say my
that podcast guy.
my co-host Josh.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's all right.
This is
I'm
the, so
gonna
this is Blair Witch style recording. This is what I'm calling this.
do
Just
this.
yeah.
I'm so scared.
Oh my
This is
God.
this is the real reason why we should never do this because there's just
This
too many different silly things to be done like this. So
yeah. Well, and then I just want to show you guys my dog. How I flip the camera. Look how cute she is. Oh, you can't see her because it's a blurry background. Hang on.
it's yeah, it's super.
Okay, never. I don't know how to change the blurry background. You can't see her.
Yeah, this is why. This is what you're doing to this Riverside. You see what's going on? This is
This
what we've
is
come to. We're not professionals, but we're seasoned podcasters. We've done this. This will be episode 186.
yeah.
186. We've been doing this for a long time. And I actually did the math the other day, just real quick because I was curious. Uh, for me personally, and pretty close for you too, because you did not here. You did a decent amount of episodes of Not Here to Judge. Between this one and Combine, and then our own podcast that we do separately, we're over like 300 episodes of
We,
podcasting.
we've been doing that. I calculated the other day. We've been doing this for like 6 years. Am I wrong? Is it 6 years? Five,
I
six.
think five. I think five. I think you and I have known each other for 6 years. I think five, which is that's actually weird to say too, isn't it? Because it doesn't feel
I
like I've known you for 6 years.
know it's
Feels like I barely know you now. You're a very strange person.
we only we're we've known each other for 6 years, talking once a week for 6 years.
Correct. Correct. And it's been a blast.
Yeah. Here we are recording on our phones. Well, what do we
Yeah,
want to
we're
say
really
for the next 15 minutes?
yeah, for the next 15 minutes. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I'll just give a quick Blink 182 update that I went there. It was in San Francisco, Chase Center. We had floor tickets. We were part of the Chase VIP lounge area. It was really fun. Blink 182 sounds the same. They just look older, right? Because they're older. So that was funny. Travis Barker is still amazing, still hot. Like he looks great. And yeah, it was a great concert. It was good. We had fun.
Nice. So let me ask you this, because obviously, so if anybody's not watching, you're wearing a tank top You got your sleeve showing, your sleeve tattoo showing.
Yeah,
Is that a big draw for Mr. Barker? Is all the tats?
I'm hoping so. I don't have enough
Yeah.
for him. Not enough.
No, I meant sorry. I meant the other. Sorry, I should have rephrased that in a better way. No, I didn't think that's was like. Hey, do you think Travis Barker's gonna think you're hot because of all his tattoos?
Not
I meant
enough
the
for him.
other way around. Sorry, my mistake. Is that a big draw for you to him?
Oh, for me? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, just mostly he just plays the drums really well. So yeah,
Okay.
he's just always been a crush with all the girls, like in my age, since we were little, since we were in middle
Makes
school.
sense. Makes
So
sense.
classic. Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go.
There you
Very
go.
cool. Uh, awesome. I'm not even sure where to go from this
I
because
know.
we've had this
Um,
exact conversation so many times.
this is the fifth time, yeah, that we've tried to record, or fourth time or something. I ended summer school today, and then so that's exciting. And then I have a few trips planned coming up. So I'm going to San Diego. I'm going to Hawaii. So that'll be fun.
Nice. Very
Yeah, I've
cool.
never been to. Have you been to Hawaii?
Twice. Yeah. So, and it's funny, actually, back-to-back years. So I went with my family one year, and then the next year I actually went on my honeymoon.
I feel like I'm the only person on the planet that's never been to Hawaii.
It's funny, prior to me going, which was obviously not that long ago, I felt the same way. Like, oh yeah, I feel like I'm the only person that's never gone to Hawaii. It's awesome. Where are you going,
We're
if you
gonna
don't mind
go
sharing?
to the. We're gonna go to the Big Island. We're staying. We're one of my friends that's going. She knows someone who lives there, so we're gonna go stay with them. So
Ah, very nice.
we're just chilling. So it'll just be. So we're like, sweet, we have a place to stay. We just need a plane ticket.
There,
Yeah.
there you go. Yeah,
So
I love Hawaii. I love the beach and I love the ocean. And yeah, I loved it both times that I went. Um, got sunburnt there. Like I had to use a decent amount of sunscreen, which is what everybody told me. And really, I don't like, can I just be honest? I'm just gonna say this, it might be a controversial thing. When it comes to sunscreen, I don't trust white people's opinions because really we're in a different category. But if someone that's as dark as me or darker says use sunscreen, which a couple people did, I'm like, you know what? I feel like we're in the same boat. I'm
there you
gonna
go.
grab the SPF, whatever. So definitely had to use it there. Got a little burnt, not horrible, but that sun
Yeah.
is nice and toasty. Also cut my foot on coral reef.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah, don't feel
Oh,
too bad though because it was dumb. Me and my brother, my youngest brother, were playing football and we were just a bunch of morons jumping in the ocean. Like this is a lot of fun, not thinking, oh yeah, there's coral reef down here. And
yeah.
him and I both sliced our feet pretty badly. Yeah,
Oh, noted.
which for a
To
lot
the
of reasons is not great. Shouldn't have been damaging the coral reef. So sorry Hawaiians. And then also, yeah, made the everything else a little bit more difficult walking around, but we still had a good time.
hurt yourself, you hurt the ecosystem. No
Yeah, I did
bueno.
not feel good about it. Yeah, but they let me back in the next year, so it's fine.
Did you go snorkeling or anything? Like what kind of things? I don't even know what to. We're just gonna chill. We don't really have an agenda there, but I don't even know what to do there. I don't even except for lay around on the beach.
That's kind of my thing. My wife
Yeah,
and I were just talking about that. We actually like that's kind of our thing. We really enjoy just doing that. So
yeah.
we did a couple of excursions and stuff like that. Actually, I think it was the second to last night of our honeymoon. We were supposed to go on a dinner cruise,
Mm.
um, and we got to the town where we were supposed to get on the boat, and it got canceled. We got an email or a text, I can't remember, canceling because there was a fire that had just started, and so couldn't go on that because the conditions were just too rough. So we ended up going to we're like, well, we're not really sure where to go now, and so we Googled fish tacos, and they said the best fish tacos in that area was from a food truck in like some parking lot. I'm like, all right, perfect, and they were delicious. We actually went
Nice.
back there the next night too. So it was a fun little accident. But yeah, we did the snorkeling thing. We did um, I'm trying to think between the two trips. We went to Maui. I went to Maui both times. Um, but yeah, did snorkeling, saw turtles, which was really cool.
Nice.
Saw some really big turtles. There's a place called Black Rock, and there's a pretty big spot where you can jump off this cliff into the water. So did that a couple times, which was fun. Got some fun GoPro footage of that.
Nice.
which is fun. But here's the thing with the GoPro footage. It's a fun way to capture those moments, but it also reminds me I have some work to do on the fitness side of things. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, still like a little pudgy belly there. I'm like, oh, look at that guy jumping in the water. Sure, that was a lot of fun for people to watch. And
Nice.
but yeah, it was it's a fun place, man. I love
Oh,
Hawaii. Would
nice.
love going there, and so hopefully you have an awesome trip. How many days are you gonna be there?
We'll be there. Let's see. Oh my God, when are we leaving? Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 5 or 6 days, I think.
Oh, nice, nice,
Yeah, yeah. I have to go
cool.
back. I don't remember. I think 5 days. Yeah. And that's what my friend, she's like, that's the minimum. You can't like there's no point in going if you're spending less than that there, which I don't know. I don't know if that's true, but she's been to Hawaii before and she's like, we gotta go 5 days. Or
Oh,
we
she
gotta
would know then.
I don't know. Yeah. So anyway, so that's exciting. Some trips coming up.
Very
Um,
cool.
yeah. Yeah, what else?
I don't know. This feels so weird. I'm gonna say it a couple more times probably, but this feels like we're just talking. It's like, hey, how's everything going? Good to
Let's
catch
just
up.
watch us just watching our FaceTime chat is what's happening.
It's pretty much it.
Our
Which
face
we've never done. So this is a first. Very strange.
yeah. Yeah. Well, we were talking earlier, way before we started recording, how both of us didn't really have a great week, um, health wise, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to think. So yeah, going back for the most part, my week was fine. But last actually I'm not even gonna try a couple weeks ago at this point, when you guys
Oh,
hear this recording, a couple weeks ago, it was a Tuesday, I had a pretty bad headache, probably a migraine headache, as we discussed. And just couldn't shake it. Usually for headaches, like my thing is pretty simple. Like if I can even take like a 30-minute just rest, sleep, or take some leave, I'm good. And then it's
yeah.
gone. When that happens and it doesn't go away, it's like, oh, this is gonna linger for a little bit, which is never fun. And especially
Yeah.
when you can't really pinpoint where the pain is. Like there's times where it's like, ah, it's in my neck, oh, it's in my above my eye, it's in the temple, it's just all over the
Yeah.
place. You know what I mean?
Headache,
The
headaches
worst.
are the worst. Headaches are the
Yeah,
worst. If in and especially if you can't tell if like it's a migraine or a cluster headache or whatever,
sure.
it just shuts down your whole day. It's like a hangover. It's like you're done. I'm done for the day.
Yeah. And
It's
I do. You can ask my wife this. I think she would confirm this. Maybe she wouldn't. Maybe she's like, he's a big baby. But I feel like I do pretty well when I'm sick.
hmm,
Um, I don't need much. I'm not someone like, you know what I mean? it's just not who I am. I'm gonna sleep for a little bit, see if I can get past it, take some NyQuil, and I'm pretty much good. Like I'm really, really low maintenance, not a problem. I don't need anybody taking care of me. That's not really my thing.
well, that's nice.
But I think so. I think my wife would say that. Maybe not. Don't ask her, just in case. But the one thing that, and I don't know if you've felt this before with any kind of sickness, like any more like whether it's a headache, like a really bad headache, or any kind of sickness, you ever have that feeling when you're in the middle of it? It's like you know it's going to end, but in your mind you're like, this is my life now. Like this is never going to end. This sickness is going to continue. The headache will never go away, even though in your mind you can tell yourself, no, I know tomorrow morning I'm going to feel 100% better. I've had headaches before. I've been sick before. It always goes away. But in the middle of it, you're like, this is my life now. I'm going to be sick forever and I'm never going to feel better. And I'm going to be miserable like this for the rest of my life. Like it's always that weird battle in your head of, I
Yeah.
know it's going to go away, but really, is it
Yeah.
really going to go away? Because I don't feel like it will.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I feel when I have a bad hangover ever so often. Every,
Sure.
that's how I know when I'm like, okay, I've very much eliminated alcohol, like types of alcohol from my diet because for some reason, some of them just like take me out the next day and it's not quantity, it's just quality,
Sure.
like what I'm drinking. And then I'll just be like, okay, I'm getting older. Like I can't do this. And so, yeah, it feels like the feeling's going to last forever because it takes me out the whole day. Same
Yeah.
thing with the head for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. What's your obviously we talked about this last time because you got very excited when I was drinking an optimum nutrition drink and you thought it was a beer. But what's the hangover cure for you? Like what's the process like the next day? Do you have anything like that or you just gotta ride it out?
Sleep, just sleep.
Oh, sleep. So it's not like any kind of like drink or food that helps you out.
I mean, it's just like the classic sleep, electrolytes. And for me personally, when I sleep, my head's elevated. I'm like practically sitting up. Like it's got to be elevated sleep, electrolytes, like, Gatorade, like in a Gatorade instead of water. Um,
You're
like,
definitely a PE teacher. Everything that you just said sounds exactly like something a PE teacher would tell you.
yeah, right. Bread, like you need something to soak it up. I feel like
Sure,
a lot of
sure,
people say like, oh, get the greasy food, but like that, like make you, let me just go ahead and puke again. Like I can't. So I need and
yeah.
to and just time. Like it just take the whole day. Like I'm done the whole day. So again,
There you
it's
go.
not when it happens, like maybe within the past 5 months, it's happened twice. If I could give you like a frame of reference, but and
Sure,
but when it does happen, I feel like I'm such like an alcoholic or like or like or like I was partying all night. And it's like, no, I had half a bottle of wine in the span of 3 hours, and it was a bad, like it did not agree with me. And
sure,
so it just took me out the whole day, like for example. And so yeah, it just yeah, or I had too many mimosas at brunch and then it didn't hit me until the next day. Like it's so weird, some of the
sure.
things. Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, there we go. There's my hangover cure is sleep, Gatorade, just time, and then you'll feel fine the next day. Just takes me a whole day.
There you
Definitely good.
go.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. This is like truly like a FaceTime, like we're catching up and just talking and giving each other advice about it.
I was
Oh,
having can I be honest with you? I was having a
yeah,
good time with this
yeah.
conversation until I looked at the clock and realized we have 3 minutes. Now I'm
I know.
upset again because of stupid
This
Riverside. Riverside.
we
I'm just
started at
saying.
4 or 4:05 ish, but yeah, we this is what happens. But you know what? It's okay. Sometimes people just maybe a little just a short episode from us is all they need this week. They're like, we're good.
Honestly, if our numbers go up after this episode, like more than a normal a download, it's going to hurt my feelings, but it's also going to be pretty revealing. It's like, all right, they don't want to hear us talk for an hour. Fair enough. Which
We
I
need
wish I would
short.
have known sooner.
That's so hard to talk for this short. We're like, okay, we're done. Okay, what do we talk about? Let's take two things.
I've always told people that, and I feel like you and I have talked about that before. Sometimes people are
Yeah,
like, "Why? How can you talk for an hour every single week
so
about
easy.
all these different things?" And like, it's easy, but you throw 20 minutes at me, I'm like a deer in the headlights. Like, what do I talk about? It's like I've never
Yeah,
done this before.
right.
It's way
Exactly.
harder. So
Yeah.
shout out to the people who can do like the shorter segments, but
Yeah.
I feel like 45 minutes to an hour lets you breathe a little bit. You
Yeah.
know?
I feel like the shorter segments are doable if it's like I'm talking and you're not here, or vice versa, or you're talking, like,
Sure.
because there's no conversation back and forth. It's just you're just kind of saying things and having a conversation with yourself.
Right.
Um yeah, but when it's two people or more, it's like forget it. Like the more people involved, the longer the
It can
time
go a
is
long
gonna
time.
be. Yeah.
It can go a very long time for sure.
I think we can
So
easily do a Joe Rogan style episode easily. We
oh,
could.
I have some
Yeah.
ideas rolling through my head because this is 186. We're obviously approaching 200 pretty
Good.
soon, which
Yeah.
if you listen to our podcast, we like celebrating the milestones, and 200
Yeah.
is a big one. So
Yeah.
we may have to do that. Maybe we'll do a 200-minute podcast. What is 200 minutes?
Oh God, you're making me do math.
I can't do math at
That's
all.
it.
So
That's three. Yeah, because 60 minutes, 60 minutes, 120, 180. So 3 hours is 180 minutes is 3 hours. Which is
oof.
wait, yeah.
So
How
three,
many? What episode are we approaching? 200?
yeah, yeah,
That's
200.
like three. It's like 3.5 hours because 240 minutes is 4 hours.
Interesting.
We can
It's not off the
try.
table. Yeah, that
Yeah,
might be.
we
Let's see. Let's
we
make sure we're
might
set up technology wise.
we might need to throw in another person and that can help extend the time.
Maybe. We'll have to talk about this.
Yeah, okay.
That might
We'll
be
talk.
too ambitious. I don't know. We'll think about it. We have some ideas.
Yeah.
Um,
All right.
yeah,
Well, this has been fun.
that's one way to put it. It's been an adventure. It's been an adventure. You know what I mean? But that being said, we are
Blair Witch
dedicated to
style.
getting this podcast out, out to you guys each week. And
Mhm.
so that's how dedicated we were. We're like, let's grab the phones. Let's just do it off the cuff.
There
And
we
so
go.
here we are. It's been a lot of fun. So I
Yeah.
feel like we said a whole lot of nothing on this episode, but you can't really say a whole lot in 20 minutes. So there you
Yeah.
go.
There you go. Yeah.
All right.
We're here.
Well, Deb, if someone was new to this podcast and they still wanted to follow us after this nonsense, where could they follow us?
Oh boy, you guys can follow us on Twitter at connectablepod, and then all other social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. It's just at Connectable Podcast.
TikTok too. You can follow us on TikTok.
And TikTok. That's right. On the TikTok.
Yep. On the TikTok. And I think some others. LinkedIn. I don't know. If you dig too deep, you're not going to find a whole lot, but we are there. So
right. There you go.
Yeah, and then you guys can follow us and subscribe to the podcast on your favorite podcast app, and also YouTube to follow everything we do there. And if you could leave a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, we would greatly appreciate it. And yeah, please share with your family and friends that this is a lot of fun. This is a good podcast that you should listen to.
Yeah.
And we would appreciate that. We'd love new listeners. So yeah, that's all I've got. That's all we've got for
right.
this round of Connectable. So it's been an adventure. It's been a wild one. And
we did it.
Yep. So now I'm gonna hang up and send a little email to Riverside. What the heck?
There
bro?
we go.
Yeah. All right, guys. We will see you
all
later.
Right. Peace.
See you. Thanks for watching the show. If you enjoyed that episode, make sure you like it, share it, and hit the subscribe button to get a new episode every week. We'll see you next time on the Connectable Podcast.